His flying visit to see what's happening on the ground here. Boris Johnson toured a vaccine factory to make his point. Being part of the UK meant supplies were being sourced for Scotland. But he'll have been well aware the Union may need a shot in the arm too.
I think what people want to see is us bouncing back more strongly together. I don't see the advantage of getting lost in pointless constitutional wrangling when, after all, we had a referendum not so very long ago.
His trip comes amid rising signs voters in Scotland are going cold on the Union. Boris Johnson's visit to Scotland will be viewed as a charm offensive, if you like, to try and sell the benefits of being in the Union. But he faces a challenge because recent poll after poll has put support for independence now above 50%, and that has gone hand in hand with calls for another referendum. One expert says it's down to Brexit and the pandemic.
Some of those people who voted no in 2014 are saying to themselves, well, actually, I think maybe an independent Scotland would have dealt with coronavirus more effectively.
Is there anything positive for the Union to be taken from the polls?
I mean, one area where certainly people in Scotland are least confident of the argument for independence is in the area of economics.
And those we spoke to in Edinburgh are clear on why some have crossed from no to yes.
Why do I think it is? Because of the Brexit situation, I think.
But I think people are just realising that Westminster doesn't serve them well.
I would be sad to see Scotland leave the Union, but, you know, the government's handling of the crisis, and I have to admit Nicola Sturgeon is doing a fantastic job.
The former PM who campaigned for a no vote in 2014 says unless there's reform, the UK could become a failed state.
The regions and nations and the centre are not cooperating. They complain, regions in England, Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, Cardiff, in Wales, they all complain they're not being listened to.
The UK government says it is engaging with all parts of the country. His visit to Scotland today deemed essential, though not everyone agrees.
Clearly not essential for the Prime Minister to travel 900 miles to Scotland in a round trip when he should be staying at home and working from 10 Downing Street.
And you're doing 85,000 tests a day. That's right.
These are testing times for this Prime Minister as he tries to unify a kingdom that's come under strain.
Alan, with everything else on his plate at the moment, what's prompted the Prime Minister to make this trip now?
Because, Peter, there's an election taking place here at Holyrood in a few months' time, although it could be pushed back because of the pandemic. The SNP say that if there is a pro-independence majority elected here, that a referendum should be held after the pandemic has ended. Now, to get one of those, the government here would normally ask the Westminster government for what is called a Section 30 order to hold that. Now, Boris Johnson has said that won't be happening. The SNP say they have a backup plan, a plan B if you like, and that is to legislate for a vote. And if Westminster says no to that, it could end up in the courts.